I'd like to explain something to you. It might not be something that you know, but when you hear it, it will sound intuitively true. I would like to talk to you about veganism. You may know that I, Joshua Lisec, creator of Daily Persuasion, New York Times bestselling author and co-author, ghostwriter of more than 100 books, professional hypnotist, was 10 years a vegan. People have asked me how I could have possibly survived that long. Well, barely, I'll say. One of my two last straws was when I realized that my brain wasn't functioning properly. I was on a call with a client and we were scheduling a follow-up, and I said, with the word escaping me, can you pull up that that thing, you put your dates on it, you put stuff what's happening, the I could not think of the word calendar. At home with my son, he began to complain that he had told me something, but I had forgotten it from earlier in the day. Something important to him. I suffered from short-term memory loss. Sort of a haze and a daze of confusion. Very low energy, brain fog, a sense of like impending doom, and a bit of feeling of fear and anxiety and flightiness at all times. That had become my new normal. The vegan diet from nature, that's the prey diet. Prey animals that must be on guard at all times are herbivores. I was literally feeding myself like I was to be prey. Remember that line in Parks and Recreation where the famous carnivore Ron Swanson says, looking at a salad with some greens and other vegetables on it, he says, "This is the food my food eats." Exactly. My mind and my behavior even had adjusted to living like and feeling like, emoting, thinking, processing like prey. That's rough. That's rough. I'm going to talk about my experience with veganism for a very long time. If you thought vegans were insufferable, you haven't met an ex-vegan. And I'm thinking, what should my memoir about the experience be called? 10 years of vegan? Maybe the beef shank redemption? Hmm. Yeah, there's a few different options there. If we came up with, I'm sure they would come up. Mm-hmm. In any case, I recommend that you avoid the vegan diet, even vegan food. What we're now seeing in marketing, and I've noticed, is there are these like they're like chicken chips that many stores now have in the it's either in like the meat snack section or in the chip section. I can't remember what they're called, clucks possibly. And on the back of it, it's in big bold letters, it says, "Sorry, vegans, these chips are meat," or something like that, right? So it's specifically anti-vegan marketing. I love it. And then there's this other company that sells this soft serve in a pouch that you just let it sit out and start to thaw out and becomes like real soft serve. And the copy on the back below the headline, it says "proudly non-vegan." So someone said that upon me publicly, I publicly apologized for being vegan, and I said I repent and I rebuke that way of life. And someone said, of course, as my penance, I have to eat double the amount of meat that I would have over the next decade in order to make up for all that lost time. And that's sort of my punishment, you see. Everyone has their own special hell, I suppose. In any case, what did I buy today? I bought 36 eggs from one of these pasture-raised local farm places up the road. And I bought some lye soap, right, that's made from lard, right? Lost time to make up. I am what's called bioavailability maxing right now. That's where you look at, okay, what are the forms of the essential nutrients and micronutrients the body needs? And What is the most easily absorbed and the most of it that can be easily absorbed? All of that. Where can that go inside of the body, right? What sort of options do you have? What sort of food options do you have? Okay, you want some fat. You can eat some nuts or you can eat some fish. What's more bioavailable? Obviously, the fish, right? Just be careful about undercooked salmon with the parasites. That is a known quantity. And of course, with potential mercury for eating too much tuna, right? What did I do yesterday? Yesterday, I went out and bought myself a fishing pole, line, weights, bobbers, hooks. I'm going to go fishing later today. 10 years of vegan. Yes. Yes. Do you know how good it feels to have your mind back again? And you can just sit somewhere and not be at the edge of a panic attack at all times. You can just be chill and present, and your thoughts aren't attacking you and assaulting you with terrible, horrible things that could happen, like a prey animal, but in a human body and brain. Do you know how good that feels? Do you know how good it feels to eat food and feel full? The thing about the vegan diet that I didn't realize because I did it for so long is you're not actually ever satiated. You're just either ravenously hungry or stuffed. It's terrible. Can you imagine doing that to a child? Forcibly veganizing a child? Can you imagine that?